Okay, so when you're reading a poem looking at structure and line breaks, you're going to look specifically at the stanzas. So how many stanzas are there in the poem, how long are they, and where each one ends. You're going to be looking at line breaks. So when does the poet decide to end a line, like this one, or this one that has only one word in it before the line ends. You're going to be looking for how the poet might emphasize certain words or ideas, which happens in this poem by setting specific words off in their own line. And then you're going to be looking at the shape of the poem. And in this poem in particular, the shape creates a bit of meaning as well. So this is The Yawn by Paul Blackburn. The black-haired girl with the big brown eyes on the Queen's train coming in to work so opens her mouth so beautifully wide in a yawn that 2 stops after she has left the train, I have only to think of her, and then he makes this yawn noise. Wow. So the things that I notice when I read this poem are that it's all one stanza, there's no breaks in between the lines, but that a few words have their own lines, and that's brown and eyes, and then down here, wow. And then I also notice that the poem starts smaller up at the top and it grows wider towards the bottom. So the visual image of the poem kind of creates the experience that you have when you yawn, because your mouth starts small and gets wider as you yawn. And the specific things that I noticed were that by giving brown and eyes their own lines, he's kind of emphasizing the fact that he first noticed her when she got on the train because of her big brown eyes. And that spacing really draws attention to that. And then at the bottom, this big blank here, which I think is partly to create that visual effect of making the poem get larger at the bottom, but also, is this a space, a question that I had is this a space for the time that he spent thinking about her? I have only to think of her, and he kind of like pauses and thinks about her, and then he describes that when he thinks about her, he yawns as well.